Did Alex say restart?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
weren't live. It was prepping, and then
We didn't do it live.
Did you guys not hear Miles? Miles said we're doing it live.
Yeah.
Alex said it first.
No, I didn't know. I forgot that it needed
All
some
right.
prep
Okay,
time.
hold on. Wait for it. We're
Okay.
gonna redo it live.
Yeah, you can always cut down the video.
That was a live fake initiation.
Fake
We're
initiation.
live right now, so
What?
yeah.
Yeah, we're live now.
Go.
Welcome, everyone, to the Gamer Den unofficial official podcast. I am Sean Kopp, your host. We have a motley crew with us this evening, as
It's a good
is
crew.
always the case in the Gamer Den. First, we have Miles X Shanique, aka McSeagle,
Heyo.
who doubles both as Blizzard Entertainment's main source of income and Blizzard's entertainment since he sucks their dick so hard.
Oh,
Whoa.
Jesus.
What's
What
going
do you have
on,
to say for
Miles?
yourself, Miles?
Well, it's a Monday night. I have beer, and I have friends that I'm speaking to over the net of inters. So, happy.
Man, how do you top that?
You don't.
That's why we do it every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we have Johanna Palacio, aka Nephemia.
Who's related to me, apparently.
Yeah,
That's
in a
creepy.
weird series of events. She is reportedly a girl, quote unquote, gamer who, to my knowledge, has only played 2 video games in her entire life.
Qualified.
Is this the truth?
You actually cut out. I only heard that quote unquote gamer and that I apparently don't play video games.
How many video games in your
I think
life
she
have you
got the
played?
gist.
In my life, I have played. I could
She's
count
cutting
on
out.
2 hands, but I don't remember the names. So.
Riveting entertainment. Next, we have Alex Wong, aka Jedi Master, a man who is such a big fan of San Francisco. He's thought about going gay just to fit in a bit more.
Oh my god.
It would help, wouldn't it?
Stretch.
Gotta work there. Support everybody there. Yeah, support everybody.
It's just a healthy dose of communism goes a long way.
Yeah.
All right.
Too much of anything is bad, but a little bit of everything is good.
Including Wiener.
That's
You
Slash
said it,
dog.
not me.
in some cases a little bit is no, never mind. Next up we have Christopher Kopp, aka Zephyr, aka Peregrine, my brother, who is extremely smart, good-looking, charming, and quick-witted. If only he were better at video games, we might be twins. Hi, Chris.
What's up, Sean?
Too taken aback to respond
I
to
guess so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's muted right now.
Can you guys?
No.
Yeah, my PC should be working. You guys not hear me now?
that. Oh, we can hear you.
He's fine. It's the video that he muted himself. So
Yeah.
Oh.
I just
Well, that's
talked
too bad.
from my
I can
weird interface.
manually give him. There you go. Manually give him video.
And speaking of twins, we also have Kevin Crawford with us, aka Crossum, who, oddly enough, as an identical twin, somehow managed to get the short end of the gene pool. So what have we been playing, guys? Oh, I'm sorry. Kevin, how are you?
I am good. Tax season is over, which means Steam can finally be my friend, and Titanfall can also be. We can be more acquainted with that.
You're
So
prepared
I
to
am
be taxed a
golden.
new way.
Yes.
Taxed with the KD ratio.
Yeah.
That's a heavy algorithm.
Really
So-
complex.
So, what have we been playing, guys? Who wants to start with? What have you been consuming? Books, TV, game show, or game shows? Sure, if you that's your thing. Board games, video games. What about games?
I think it's safe to say that for Chris Topher, Johanna, and myself, we've all been very much consumed in the world of Warcraft, chasing mounts and sometimes other players. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Achievements. That's not a lot of variety these days, for me.
Which
at
is
least.
why it's a great idea to do a podcast every week.
I don't get it. But go ahead.
Oh no, we're gonna need to start throwing a little variety. I guess that's where me and me and Wong and Crossum come in here.
Well, me and Crossum will probably be playing Titanfall.
Okay, I
Or
guess
maybe Sean will be playing Titanfall too. We'll be all three of us be playing
I
Titanfall.
popped in every now and then, but I'm more like leaning towards a little bit of like indie stuff now, but just to change things up a little bit. But I want to hear some stories from the World of Warcraft. Regale me a little bit.
Well, we've been trying to get this mount from this. It's a troll that rides a Triceratops, and you kill him.
A
And
Zandalari Warbringer.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, I've seen him. Yeah.
Sometimes he drops a mount, but anyways, so on Chris's server, it's PvE, which means player versus environment for anyone who's not familiar with it. On my server, it's player versus player, PvP, and we've been doing this thing where I'll invite him so it'll switch us to his server, and then he'll invite me to switch us to his server, so we have double the chance of happening upon one of these individuals. So today, we came across on my server an Alliance Hunter killing the thing.
It was down at like 12% health or something like that.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
we just destroyed him. Actually, the funny thing was I stunned him, and then he was forced to stand in this ability that the guy does, and it killed him almost immediately.
Oh.
And then right after that, we tagged it, and then we didn't get the mount, but
We finished off the last. We only had to kill like 12% of its health because he'd done the rest of the work for us.
Nice.
yeah. So then we hopped to the next zone, and then checked Chris's server, nothing. I invited him, and then there was a brawl going on for this thing in my server. So we were like, well, what the hell do we do? We're like, we'll let the allies kill the horde, because the horde had initially tagged the monster. So let them kill him, and then we'll kill the ally, and then we'll get it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So then Chris
You guys
jumps
are like
in.
screaming behind a bush, like
Yeah,
Pretty much, no joke.
That's how we're gonna do
But
it.
yeah,
And then so Chris got a tag on it somehow, and I think what happened was the Alliance and the Horde were too like preoccupied fighting each other, so they completely forgot about the mount, or they thought it disappeared or something because we were just sitting
took it up the
there.
hill
Yeah.
like, behind a tree, and they were like down there waiting for it at the spawn point while we were finishing it off up the hill.
So it was the same hunter that we killed the first time too. So he was pretty butthurt. But yeah, that was fun. So
Imagine. How about you, Alex? More Titanfall?
Yeah, Titanfall about to prestige for the second time, and it's pretty cool. It wasn't until I started, when I first prestiged that I found out that you have to complete challenges in order to prestige again. So
Ooh, I did not know that.
yeah, so it's like you have to kill 200 pilots or 200 people with the shotgun, and as a Titan kill 500 objects. So that means pilots and specters or grunts.
I was kind of
with
thinking
the-
about that because if I'm understanding it correctly, every time you prestige, or it's a different term in the game, right? It's like
Yeah, it's regen.
regen, right? Okay. So when you prestige or regen, you get more experience as you go along, which is actually stacks with itself, right? So
Yeah.
you're
So
getting
you
more and more. So this is sort of a barrier to that new challenge, right?
Yeah, and so Austin, he's on his third prestige, I think, right now, and he has to use the arc gun and kill, I think, 200 people with the arc gun. And then
Is it randomly generated, the challenges?
No, they're all the same for each region. So everybody gets the same challenge per region. So
Oh,
if you're
okay.
on your third
I see.
region,
Yeah.
you have
It's
to do
the same
these
for everyone in third.
same for everyone. So he's got to use the plasma gun, the rail gun on the Titan and kill 50 people, and I think 200 people with the arc launcher.
Okay.
that doesn't seem like an entirely boostable achievement either. So that's cool.
Yeah, I suppose it shapes the gameplay. It forces different interactions, huh?
Yeah, it does. It forces people that are better, if they want to, show that they're better by prestiging or regenning here, that they have to complete a challenge. And the railgun is no easy challenge because you
No.
have to, in
It's
order
a
to
tough
get the
stuff.
maximum damage out of it, you got to charge the railgun on your Titan first,
Yeah.
and then aim and fire and actually hit the person while they're dashing around. So
It does a metric crap ton of damage, though.
it does, yes. But when you have, 10th prestige, this person has gone through many challenges to get there
Wow.
and succeeded.
Pretty impressive. How about you, Neff? If you're not breaking up, we want to know what you've been playing. What's been going on in WoW?
Well, actually, over spring break, I just kept playing WoW and read some books. I haven't really branched out as per my modus operandi.
Tell us about the books.
Oh,
Yeah,
I read.
Let's hear about something slightly intellectual.
All right, have you ever read or have you ever watched the movie Jumper?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, the first book I read. I love Jumper. Okay, don't harp on Jumper. First book I read was
There's a rabbit named Jumper that I love, but that's a different thing.
Was similarly it's a similar idea. It wasn't executed as well as it could have been, but it was overall a pretty great book. It had the kind of teleport to anywhere kind of thing. It was a little bit different in like how it was explained. It was more about like as long as you're moving, you can move to anywhere, and it was pretty cool. It was a little bit melodramatic in parts, but I think that the writer, she's
Much
pretty
like
nice. She's
Hayden Christensen's acting career.
His acting career.
Look at my camera right now, Sean.
What acting
I'm
career?
glaring at you.
Yeah, exactly. What acting career? Do you mean that splash in the pan? Or that flash in the pan?
That's
No.
Don't underestimate my power.
You're not with me.
You're my enemy.
My enemy.
I will do what I must.
It's like the Jedi book. Like they need to study like all the tropes, and then spout them off before they go into battle.
Is that what this new movie's gonna be about?
It's gonna be called Revenge of the Tropes, because you haven't got enough yet.
The Clone War cartoon, the
Oh yeah.
Anakin has 10 times better acting than Hayden Christensen, and he's animated. Like,
And plus, like the writing's not it's good. Like the plot is good. The writing for the characters is a little goofy because it's animated. It seems to be there's a sort of levity to the characters, but the voice acting is so much better. Like what these voice actors do with like sometimes crappy material is pretty good. I'm excited to go back to it because I never finished the series, but it's my understanding that while it's on Netflix, the Clone Wars has a whole bunch of like sort of lost episodes or bonus features that you can go on, and they're exclusive to Netflix right now. So that's something to keep in mind if that tickles your fancy. Guys, I also wanted to interject before we get to the rest of what you've been playing or what you've been consuming. We're going to do a little something new on the Gamer Den podcast, and it's going to be an ongoing trivia game where in certain, like, we'll just interject every now and then, and we'll present you with it. I'll just be like, all right, new question. Here we go. And everyone, in some cases, you can drop it in the chat. I'll say 1, 2, 3, drop it, and you can press the enter chat, and whoever gets it right gets a point. And sometimes it'll be individual questions. So the first question that everyone can answer is, in the game, now for some of you youngins, this is why it's going to be bad, and plus, no cheating. You cannot go online for these. I'm looking at the youngest one
Google's
here.
already out.
Yeah. Joanna's middle name might already be Google. All right, here we go. In the name,
It's Juliana or something. Juliet?
Julieta.
That was so close.
in the game, Metal Gear Solid, who is the twin brother of Solid Snake?
I don't know.
Liquid Snake.
Chris, you're supposed to put it in chat when I tell you.
Talk it too, but okay.
That was the test run.
I hope they can see our chat. Oh yeah, they can. Oh boy.
That is 1 point for my brother Christopher Kopp.
Chris
It was
Topher.
Liquid Snake.
I don't even think I see it. Or-
Wait, I got a message from Kevin though.
Right.
Just to me though. I didn't see
Just
Kevin.
you?
There.
Yeah, so I think
I don't
Kevin
know.
got the point, honestly.
I don't know how to work
Oh,
this.
Kevin did too?
No,
Yeah.
you just have to go to the chat bar. The chat on the top.
Yeah, you
left.
do the chat. Yeah, work out these technicalities beforehand. Anyway,
This is train wreck
um,
of hilariousness.
I'm trying to figure this out. I did go to the chat thing. The top right.
Yeah, for some reason though, I only got the message from Kevin like on a different thing, and he said Liquid Snake. So I think
oh, that's
you
interesting.
also got a
And Kevin
point.
gets
Okay,
a point
and then
too.
also it will be followed up by one personal question of my choosing, not to pick on anyone at all, but Johanna.
Yes.
I will name you 3 video game characters, and you must tell me the video game that they come from.
All right. You're
Three-
cutting out, so I might ask you to restate things.
The 3 characters are Falco Lombardi, Peppy Hare, and Wolf O'Donnell.
Man, aren't you supposed to start out easy?
That's not still easy.
Falco Lombardi, Peppy Hare, and Wolf O'Donnell.
It's pretty
Are
easy.
are they all from the same game?
All from the same game.
Oh, okay. Can I ask some questions?
No, we don't have phone a friend.
No.
No lifelines.
No lifelines. This is
Um,
merely for public nerd humiliation.
I love
yeah,
it.
well, I would never consider myself a nerd culture geek.
What?
Yet.
Just a culture
I'm
geek.
I'm just because of the like ridiculousness of the names. I'm going to guess something Pokemon, but
Very
I have
close. A Nintendo brand, but it's actually Star
absolutely
Fox.
no idea.
Star Fox is the answer. Anyways,
Do a
And-
barrel roll now.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah, barrel roll on cam. Go ahead.
half point to Kevin for that answer. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Kevin, tell us what you've been playing, man. What's going on?
Titanfall, trying to catch up to everybody who was passing me up during the tax season. Unfortunately, still playing League, but also playing Assassin's Creed and Assassin's
Which
Creed
one?
number 3. I have 4, but I bought them both on Steam, so I need to finish 3. And
Nice.
also Batman Arkham Origins. I have a problem because I'm new to like PC gaming world, and that's what I have them on. And so a keyboard I'm only used to for first-person shooters, and it's really uncomfortable and just wonky to use a keyboard. So I need to go buy like a Xbox remote or something.
Yeah, get the Xbox controller on Amazon. I use an Xbox controller for all adventure games and stuff like that on the PC. It really pays dividends because it feels kind of awkward, especially for us console gamers, going onto the PC gamer, or like the game console, I guess, or the system, and going into those sort of adventure games where it just feels so much natural playing with twin sticks or, like an open face.
Yeah, Miles, remember when you first started going from PC to console, like fully convert?
I remember that.
It was it's funny how uncoordinated you were with the remote, and it just reminded me of like our young days when we were first learning a remote, and then we were like confused with A B on a Nintendo remote. Like,
Yeah.
It's
That-
funny.
that's
those things
basically
that
what
are lost in translation.
Mhm.
I think even for things like what was bizarre for me was sort of when I just like started playing more games besides for League of Legends on the computer and just like trying out different things. Even when I went on to Borderlands, like a first-person shooter, where like it should feel better, I resorted to. I won't do it now, but I resorted to my controller to go back to like how it felt, when I was playing first-person shooters on the consoles. So I think that's pretty interesting. You could get one of those Valve controllers with the
Oh yeah. I'm
haptic
interested
Gabe
in
Newell nipples.
that. Yeah. Uncomfortable.
I don't want to get any more money.
Yeah. Well, cool. Who have I missed? Topher, what do you got?
Sorry, you're cutting out. What's going on?
What do you got? What do you got for me? What are you playing? What have you been playing? What have you been watching? What have you been reading?
Let's see. I've been watching Game of Thrones. Actually, I have a fun little story about that. This
Yeah.
morning.
No spoilers.
No
Oh,
spoilers.
yeah.
Promise.
Oh
This
wait.
morning, Miles, I woke up and Miles texted me shortly thereafter a whole bunch of emojis, and he said, "Analyze this for me." And I was like, "What?" So I just looked at it, I did my best, and I like guessed in vague terms. I was like, "Okay, well, it looks like this is happening and this." And he goes, Actually, that was the plot of the last episode of Game of Thrones. You did pretty well.
It was remarkable.
Nice.
I think that should be a new thing. That
What,
I
the-
don't know how it works with
The emoji
Android people,
texting, I
but
think that'd be a pretty cool idea.
yeah, like we try and
Um,
like send coded like plots.
Coded
That'd be a lot of
emojis
fun. Yeah.
to each other.
Um,
There you go.
yeah, it'd be a fun way to do it. You, like, to spoil the episode without spoiling the episode. Just send a bunch of emojis and see if they get it or not.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been playing a lot of WoW with Johanna and Miles. It's been a lot of fun to have people to play with again because I hadn't for a while. Just working on kind of a backlog of stuff that I skipped. Trying to cram it all in because I'm going to be will barely doing any gaming in the month of May because I'm going back to Minnesota for like 3 weeks or more. So it's going to be a big trip, and I won't be gaming during that time at all, or very little at least. But
You'll be drinking in my new digs.
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I'm doing WoW, I'm doing Hearthstone every now and then for the quests. I'm just kind of waiting for that next Rammus expansion type thing to come out, which I'm excited for.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Talk about that. Yeah.
that's good. But that I haven't. I'm in the middle of a novel, but I kind of lost it in my move a little while ago. I'm house sitting for friends right now, so most of my day involves dealing with dogs who need so much attention. They keep escaping. I let them outside, and they like break through the fence. No joke, it's happened like 3 times now. 2 dogs and 2 cats. I'm just kind of, trying to make sure they don't die. My friend and his fiance are off getting married in England right now, so
Nice.
I get free rent, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Place to park my car when I fly back, but otherwise, yeah, it's a lot of WoW and it's a lot of let's see, Game of Thrones. I'm watching. I went to rewatch. I wanted to finish 24, which I never did. But it took it off
show.
Netflix. It took
What?
it off Netflix at the beginning of this month, so I only got through like season 2, and they're bringing it back. But
What?
I heard about that.
yeah. So I went to check it out the other night, and I was like, well, what am I doing now? So I don't know. I don't have anything I'm watching like marathoning right now because I'm kind of finishing up. I'd like to rewatch some things, but I want to watch them with people. I don't like rewatching things by myself. I mentioned last week I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which actually got even better the episode after our
I've
last
heard they're
podcast.
making strides.
They are like again the first half of the season was just crap, but especially after Winter Soldier came out, they've been able to do a lot more with their plot, and like the last episode was probably the best one yet. So I'm gonna continue
Nice.
watching that.
That's pretty frustrating, seeing as I stopped watching my.
Yeah,
after
no, it got a lot better. A
I heard
lot of chaos is ensuing right now.
that's really cool that the movie world and their world is coinciding. It makes it probably really stressful for the people making the movie to get that shit out.
Well,
they-
when Thor came out, they also had a tie-in when that happened.
What's really cool, actually, see, one of the problems with their ratings this season was that they had a lot of breaks. They'd show one episode and then they'd take like a 2-week break, and they didn't have that momentum.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they had to time it with the release of the Captain America movie, so that the events lined up there because of the big spoilers.
I imagine that's extremely hard to coordinate.
Yeah, and so now that that's done, they have like an uninterrupted weekly run through the end of the season. So I think there's 5 or 6 episodes to go that they don't have any interruptions. So it's actually going to build more momentum at the end of the season. And I'm excited to see where they go with that in the season 2.
Very, very nice. I have a trivia question.
Oh.
Everyone, when the answer comes up, or when you're ready to put in your answer, just wait for me to say 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Now this is a current events. I want to know. No searching. What console is 25 years old today?
Oh, awkward.
I am ready.
I have trouble counting.
Sounds pretty dang good, actually, for being over the mic.
I feel like Johanna would be like what I'm watching right now is like if I were a high school like all-star chess player and she was in the stands, that's what I would be looking at. She's just like staring like, oh god, is he
Can't
gonna
wait.
move to B2? Oh god, is he gonna do it? Oh my god. Alright, everyone have a guess? Alright. 3, 2, 1. I want you to drop it.
Dropped
I
it.
might not. I'm sure mine aren't even going.
Wow. The correct answer is Game Boy.
Yay!
And Johanna,
Miles, don't
Johanna
worry.
got
That
a-
was actually my thought too at first, but then I remembered
Yeah.
seeing something.
Johanna got a point.
I fail at Reddit today.
Christopher got a point. Kevin did not contribute anything.
What happened?
He did again on mine. It's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
mine right here.
No,
what,
I
did,
see.
what did he say?
Oh, wait.
He said Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Oh.
But I
And,
literally
and
the
I
top round.
didn't get Alex's either.
Mine's in the same.
Oh, Game Boy,
Same-
yeah.
yeah.
So we have 3 pointers.
All right.
I'll
so
just have Miles
Chris,
verify
Joe,
for mine.
Alex, and Miles said SNES. And then we have a personal question.
Oh.
This will be going to our friend Kevin.
Yay!
Kevin, I will name 3 characters, and you will tell me what video game they star in. The 3 names are Sora, Riku,
You gave him his favorite.
Yeah, that's like...
I did not know. I did not know that Kevin was the big Kingdom Hearts guy.
I'm a pretty big fan.
All right.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for a big full-fledged version of that on a next-gen console. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. So
We just hope
as
that there's no handheld tie-in like Kingdom Hearts 2.
The only handheld I want going on. Never mind.
the only hand-holding you want is the is like the in-game tutorial. Is that how we go?
Hand holding. Yes.
Right. Exactly.
We're going with that.
Well, as far as what I've been playing, I've been doing a lot of Hearthstone. I'm doing rank play, experimenting with some decks. Really enjoying Druid right now, and also a little bit of Control Warrior.
What rank did you get to now?
I'm at 8 right now,
Nice.
so it's pretty good. I was at a standstill at rank 10, but also I've been playing a game on Steam that was recommended on a podcast called One Finger Death Punch.
One finger
And
punch?
yeah, and they made me aware, and the game makes you aware that it's actually not. You're not doing death punch with one finger. You're actually doing it with 2. So you have your left click and your right click are your punches, and basically what you are doing is you're acting out a stick fighting battle in all its like gruesome glory. Enemies will come in streams to you. From the left and the right, and when they come in within a certain range, based on whether you're using your fists or you pick up a weapon or something like that, you'll click left or right, and it actually becomes like this rhythm game, because you're like left, left, right, and then and you're actually there's a little bit of like room for creativity in there too, because you're like you look down the line and this guy has like this mace that he's coming at you with, and like, oh, I really want to decimate some dudes with this mace. And this is all stick figure, like stupid crap, but like every time you press a button, it's a combo. So what you can do is, as the guys come, you can time it when they're at the maximum range. They'll just be like click, 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 and then the guy with the mace will be like 1 click, right click, and then 2 left click. And each time you click that, you're actually moving closer on this like vertical screen. So you're like click, 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 and you kind of move over a little bit. And you grab. The one guy comes out with the mace, it'd be click, 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 and you do a combo. So you like jump over him and kick him twice in the back. You click to the left, take his mace, and then you wait for the guys to come, and you're like click, 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 and you're just like and then you like it'll do things for you automatically based on how good your combo is. Like for example, if you do a combo that's flawless, like with a weapon, the last guy you punch in a combo, you'll like throw down your weapon and kick him up in the air, and he'll impale himself on the weapon. And then you can like do stuff like every now and then, like a guy will drop an archery bow, and so you stand in one place, and where left or right click, it'll shoot that way on the screen. And so what ends up happening is you're really fragile in the game, but because the enemies basically die with one punch, it's like you get into this whole thing where they're throwing a lot of enemies at you, and you're like looking at the screen in almost like this peripheral way, and so you're like doing just this absolutely sick shit. So like the actual game itself is stick figure combat, but the rest of the game is like uber cheesy, like Jackie Chan, like and they have like these like really cheesy drawings like you'd find on like maybe like some bad China, like it would be like template art on the side of a Chinese restaurant. Like it's really bad, but the game itself is absolutely fantastic. So
I'm sold. How much is it?
I think it's like around 10. It's really a blast, and sometime I'll stream it so you guys can see it. Maybe I'll stream it tomorrow.
There
It'll
was
probably be
another,
on sale on summer sale.
there
Oh, it
was
might be
another-
$5 though.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Alex.
Go ahead. No, it's all good.
No, I think it might be $5. Okay, now go ahead.
There was a game that I saw on YouTube called Nidhogg. That's
Me
similar.
and my brothers have played that. Yeah.
That seemed pretty funny because it also has the stick figure, not stick figure, but it's more like a silhouette type thing.
Yeah, it
Right.
looks like a kid with a crayon drew him, basically. Like.
You basically just your character versus the other character, and your character either tries to go to the left or the right, and the other character goes to the opposite direction, and you have to make it to the end of the map, and you both have
Yeah.
swords. And
So
you-
there's this whole thing because me and my brothers have played it, where like basically imagine two fighters on a 2D plane. You start out with fencing swords, and you can either
swords, yeah.
fence high or fence low,
Or you can throw your sword.
or you can throw your sword. And these are things that you learn, like the game doesn't tell you. Or you can throw it, and you can jump, and you can like do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kick, like the diagonal kick.
Dive kick.
The dive kick, yeah. And then you can also roll. So it ends up being this like stupid little game of like basically if you kill a guy, he goes like ugh and drops, and then he respawns like a second later. And so you're trying to get to the edge of this like basically Zelda screen so that you can move on to the next stage. But he's trying to go the other way.
Oh, I see.
Well, it's a tug of war thing, and you'll have like these little comebacks where like you try and throw your sword, and he like wipes and blocks it, throws his sword at you, you die, and then you spawn with the sword. He throws the sword, you duck under it, but he punches you, and then goes down and snaps your neck, and then starts running back.
Rips
to
your
you.
hand. And then also like you're running. If you kill the guy and you run past him, he respawns. Or if you like jump over him and you dodge him and he's chasing you and he throws a sword and you're running, you roll as the sword goes over your head, and all he's got
And
left
just
is
troll
to
him
run
really
after
hard.
you.
So it's like this game of sort of rock paper scissors, where you're like standing there like, and like you're trying to figure out what they're gonna do, but it happens like lightning quick. So it's like oh he loves to throw a sword, so I'm just gonna duck until he figures out that I'm ducking. If you catch a guy while he's ducking, you can snap his arm off. So it's just like it's a really troll little game.
Okay, these all sound very charming.
Very, very funny. But other than that, I've been playing Faster Than Light, which is a game that's been around for a while, and it's absolutely fantastic, and you guys need to go check it out.
It's on the iPad. Would you suggest it?
I would suggest it more on the PC, though. What I would suggest on the iPad, which is news, Hearthstone on the iPad.
Hey.
Easy. But Faster Than Light is fantastic. I imagine, and I've heard, that it feels much better on the PC. It's an absolutely phenomenal game. It takes like roguelike and like very, very simple space sim elements where you're like building up your ship a little bit, and you like go on these tiny little quests that might yield results or might kill you. You never know. It basically like you never know what you're getting into. It's one of those things where you'll like die after spending an hour in the game, and then you don't get anything back, and then your goal is to get farther. And you learn something about the game every time you play. So, other than that, a while ago I started South Park: Stick of Truth, and that's fantastic. And
That
that's
game's
all I gotta say.
hilarious.
Yeah, I started streaming it, and there was it got to the point where David Hasselhoff was like performing a fake abortion on Stan's dad, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the game. I'm not gonna watch any more of this because this is like the kind of stuff that only like these guys can get away with. So that's all we got. So anything else that anyone wants to add that they might have forgotten, or can we move on to some news to get your reactions?
Sherlock
Good.
is amazing, in case anyone hasn't seen it, the British version.
Miles,
So,
I feel like I need to watch it again after all you've been talking about it. I've seen it, and now I want to.
it's incredible. Like,
It's like if you're gonna watch a movie, just watch Sherlock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was saying that when I first saw it, that you would just die for it, just because the dialects.
That's what I told him too, Kevin.
What's that? You told him that?
I told him that. I told him the same. I was like, gotta go see it.
I did too. I was
Okay.
just like, Miles, why are you not watching this? Just go watch it.
It's
Everybody
so good.
What?
I didn't hear a word.
Who is just saying right? Who is talking right there?
I was just saying that everybody knows you all too well, dude.
Apparently, yeah. That's kind of the recurring theme these days. 'Cause,
Next
like,
intro for Miles is it's gonna be Miles, aka McSeagull, the Moriarty to my Sherlock.
Aw.
That's what it's
Heart. I guess.
Heart, hate. Anyone else? Any random tidbits that they'd like to share? I got some kind of crazy news that I'd like to share with you guys.
Well, last week when we were recording, there was a blood moon. You guys,
yeah.
you guys
I went
see
out
right.
there and didn't see it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
wanted
was
to see
claiming
it.
I went out there. I think I missed it.
There's some pretty cool pictures on Reddit.
I saw
of
pictures.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
And
of
then-
solar system crazy things, I will let you go first, Chris. And actually, those weren't the two things that I wanted to tie together, but you can go first.
I'm going first on what?
You were gonna keep going on your tangent there.
No, I think that was me.
Nope.
And I was gonna say
Okay.
that tonight, there's a meteor shower.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We are
Cool.
just in sync with celestial occurrences.
Our podcast is in.
A
sync.
volcano's gonna erupt maybe next week. That's what's gonna
I
happen.
think that's gonna happen.
You know what I learned today was that Mark Twain was actually born when Halley's Comet was seen, and he told, let's see, I wish I could find the quote, but I'm going to paraphrase it. He said, Halley's Comet will be coming again this year. I wish to go out with it. It's as if God said, these are two freaks that can't be allowed out too long. It's basically that. And sure enough, the day after Halley's Comet came back, he died of a heart attack.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy?
Awesome.
No. Samuel Clemens, ladies and gentlemen. All right, on to news. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on this, which you may or may not have heard of. I'm not sure how Joe feels about all this, but Amy Hennig, can anyone help me out with that name? Does that ring a bell?
It does, but I don't know why.
Amy Hennig is the brainchild behind the Uncharted franchise.
Ah,
Oh
yeah.
yes,
She
yes.
Yep.
She was.
She has left. She has
she left, okay.
Yep, she didn't get fired. She left. Now she's working on
Star Wars.
on Star Wars, on a new Star Wars project, a new Star Wars IP, which is being worked on by Visceral Studios, funded by EA. And can anyone tell me what Visceral Studios made?
What they made, like past tense.
Yeah.
You're gonna say it. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's right. But
Dead
I'm
Dead
drawing a
Space
blank.
franchise.
Let's face
Ah, yes.
Now, if that doesn't get anyone's spine a tingling, I don't know what will.
But there's no like rumor of what it is, because I've read about Darth Maul, but I imagine that's not what it is.
Right now, as far as the Star Wars stuff, I think it's really hush hush. I think what'll happen with the franchise is they've already set out sort of like their financial like goals and entertainment plans, where like we're gonna do a lot of extended universe stuff. We're gonna do a lot of like side stories, like they're sort of doing with Marvel. So what they want to do, I think, is I imagine that they want to take their time, set everything up right, and then as soon as Episode 7 hits, they're hitting the ground running. And I don't think that I imagine that either we'll see some sort of tie-in or some sort of like Matrix. What was the Matrix tie-in movie? It was really
Enter the Matrix.
Enter the Matrix. No, Enter the
Okay,
Matrix.
okay.
You're
I
right.
thought you said enter was the tie-in, and I thought you were gonna say game, and then you said movie, and I thought, okay, we're on.
Oh,
the
I'm
same
sorry.
page.
No, the tie into the movie. Yeah, it was when Matrix Reloaded came out. They did Enter the Matrix, where you played that sort of side story. I think that'd be kind of interesting to. Although I don't really want it, I think it'd be interesting to see how they went with it.
I think if we're
The
going
creative genius of that woman is phenomenal.
creative genius in the sense of, hey, let's take Tomb Raider There are
Mix it with a swig of
dude
vinegar.
in there.
No, well, I would just say
I'm being
like
a
creative,
smartass.
the creative genius of presenting a storyline in a game.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, you imagine like the whole. I haven't even played it yet. I'm excited for it to come out for PS4, but like to play The Last of Us finally, but to
so good.
also see how Uncharted sort of, fissured into The Last of Us as sort of like this one studio that's so focused on storytelling and the gameplay contributing to the story rather than being like a side point to it or almost an object to the story. Like,
But also executed very well gameplay-wise. They make incredible decisions. Last of Us making the decision to have Ellie not even like an object to the
the bad guys.
guys, or yeah, when you're stealth, she is not a object to be seen. Therefore,
yeah.
like can't screw you over in that sense.
No, I think I think some people were poking fun at that, and that like I think I saw the Penny Arcade comic where he was sneaking around, and then he was like sneaking right behind one of the like fungal dudes.
Oh God.
He's like right behind him with a bass drum, like like they're just not even doing anything. I thought that was pretty funny, but this is I haven't even played it, and I'm really excited to eventually.
Oh, you shall.
And I heard that the Last of Us is coming to the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, they're having they're calling it remastered, but I call BS on that.
Reskinned.
It'll probably
Yeah, I call
be Tomb
BS
Raider.
on that. Like, I mean, let's be real. It's probably just maybe some frame rate increase in certain
Just like
spots.
Tomb Raider had their remastered.
I imagine
for the
it's
PlayStation.
just a texture update, but that's I mean they'll probably add some other stuff in there too.
Yeah, I highly recommend though.
So what do you guys? So take a moment to think about like what would we? It's been a while since we've had like a pretty solid Star Wars game. If we were to exclude the Old Republic, what sort of game or story would you like to see coming out of
No, Miles.
coming out of this studio with Amy Hennig behind it, with the Dead Space kind of like history? They've done some stuff before that, but what might be your vision? Miles, go ahead.
Oh well, thank you for starting with me.
Of course, Miles. We always want your opinion first.
In my mind, if I think of the Dead Space studio and then they're talking about wanting to do the extended universe, if you're going for that gritty feel, I think it'd be amazing if they did a Darth Bane storyline. I think it would tie in well with like their thematic like history of Dead Space and being like a gritty kind of game. So
Because
It's
he
almost
starts
like-
out in the mines, right? So I mean, that you even have that sort of like gritty origin story.
Yeah, it's a very dark story. Like the settings are dark, the characters.
Plus, I
are
mean,
dark.
it's a really like compared to like some of the more like limited views in some of the Star Wars books and EU, this story actually really has like a big a big arc to it.
yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of character development and whatnot.
For those who
That'd be
don't
fantastic.
know, Darth Bane occurs very, very, very much in the past of Star Wars.
Before
history.
the Old Republic, even.
before everything. The
Yeah.
start of the
origin
the start of the
Sith
rule of
in some
two.
ways.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Kevin? What do you think? What would you like to see?
I think like tie-in wise, I would love to see because they're gonna do a Boba Fett movie, is what I heard. Like
That's the
films-
rumor.
right? But I'd imagine, like you said, episode 7's gonna come out, and then they're gonna kick out Boba Fett. But what I would love is to see something like how the in between, what Boba Fett's doing in between getting munched on by a Sarlacc, and then whenever he shows up in 7.
How would you like to see Boba Fett Gears of War?
Like style of Gears of War.
Yeah, kind of like that third-person shooter where he has like special abilities. Maybe he's jetpacking onto like secondary levels. Maybe there's some verticality to sort of those arena fights.
So
Yeah.
like bounty hunter, but a new bounty hunter.
Well, Bounty Hunter was an amazing game,
Yeah.
and if
It
they
was.
do something like that, like I would be absolutely pleased. You know, obviously updated, more mechanics to it. But
I mean, how long is it going to be till we get the what was the squad based shooter?
our
Battle?
Republic Commando.
Republic Commando.
Oh.
We got to have another one of those, huh?
Yeah. But like you were saying, Bounty Hunter or Boba Fett game needs to be in the third person because of his flight and everything. There's no way you could. Or I guess in Titanfall.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Yeah.
is Titanfall not like 6-on-6 Boba Fett?
So I don't know.
You jump into
And,
slave
and
blood.
it's funny because one of the classes actually looks like Boba Fett for the IMC.
A little bit.
That's true, yeah.
How
How about you, Chris? What do you think?
I don't have much experience with the Star Wars games, so it's a little out of my frame
What
of
would you
reference
like
usually.
to play?
You know,
as
I
a
was
Star
just gonna
Wars fan?
say that I was thinking about this because so Disney owns Star Wars, and Disney owns Marvel.
Oh, God. You want
So
a
I wanna
fighting
see-
game?
I want to see a fighting game
You
between
want a fighting game?
Marvel and.
Oh, Marvel versus Capcom sort of feel.
That would be
Yeah, but
absolutely
see, the thing is,
sick.
for me, that's never really drawn me in because I'm not as big of a Capcom fan. Like, I like the Marvel side, sure, it's cool, but like, yeah, something like that though, but with Star Wars and Marvel. Would be
Dude,
That
I
would be
mean,
pretty good.
if either of those guys gave like themselves enough liberty to like actually go forward with that, they would see such huge profit margins. But I think if they're making like 400 million or something off a movie,
Yeah.
and then they make like 40 million off a game, they're gonna be like, do we want to risk like clashing these IPs? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Mhm.
They're focal.
But as much as I would want to like see like young Obi-Wan versus like
Iron Man.
Iron Man, oh my god. Well, I mean that's basically the Jango Fett fight. But
That's
like
true.
right. But
So
like
versus
young
whoever
Obi-Wan
versus-
versus the Hulk or something
Yeah.
like that. That would be absolutely sick. So I like that idea a lot. That's a really cool idea. I don't really have much for that. I'm just like imagining like going around with my zombie cutter, like
Oh yeah.
like wondering how Star Wars would fit in. I think that the best, like, that's probably my idea is like some sort of like, what if it was like the Star Wars mercenaries, right? So you have like IG-88, Boba Fett, you have like Dengar, and like some of those guys like aren't like Bosk, yeah, maybe those guys are like updated so they're not as lame, you know? And then you have sort of this like mercenary like war. So you have like sort of like a Gears of War multiplayer game where like everyone I guess it'd be like sort of like Smash Brothers but on a 3D range, almost like Power Stone, I guess, if you guys
Oh, yeah.
remember that game.
Mhm.
Power Stone, like it was like this sort of like this arena based melee sort of thing. Like that would be a lot of fun to me. Just I think it'd be fun to do something really lighthearted with the Star Wars franchise in video game turf that's not Lego. I don't know.
I would agree.
That's me.
Lighthearted. Star Wars has always been too lighthearted. They need to get me with some darkness
Some of
into
the
it.
hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
The Old Republic wasn't doing it for you, huh?
No, still not quite.
I mean,
as
let's talk about what's the darkest that Star Wars has ever gone.
Episode 3?
Is it not in books?
No, in the movies. It's the darkest.
I
He
know.
kills his best friend.
You mean, well, weren't they, what was
Actually-
the game that they were just going to come out with was supposed to be one of the darkest stories, but I think
I can't
that
remember the,
The
yeah.
Force Unleashed was,
That was pretty dark.
That's
pretty
not
dark
canon,
story.
though.
No,
Right?
it's
They've
not-
come
well,
out as saying
No,
that.
but right now what they're doing is before Episode 7 comes out, they're actually like they're doing a full review, and like some of the guys that are behind the Star Wars role-playing game that we played are actually on the board of like what is canon and what is not.
Hmm.
It's not an uncommon thing to do. They've done it in like Marvel and DC and stuff like that.
Did you read that interview with
20
that guy ever, Sean? There's
yeah,
this
I
guy,
think I did. Yeah.
the guy who's like in charge of making sure their archives are like up to date on canon. Like it was just one of the most amazing like interviews I've read with a guy.
I think his name is like Paulo. He's got a Spaniard name to him. He's
So is-
there's
was
one guy
Star Wars
that's like,
1313 supposed to be canon?
no. Wait, we're talking about that. I don't know. That's going really deep into it, but that's probably like pretty dark too. I think.
The guy's
think
name is
like-
Leland Chi.
Oh, okay. That's not the guy I'm thinking of.
Okay, he's
It's like a brainiac.
yeah, it's the guy. He runs what they call the holocron, named after the
Oh.
thing in Star Wars,
Yeah.
which is
Oh
a
yeah.
tracking of the a continuity tracking database.
Wow. My character in the Star Wars RPG has a holocron in his possession, but doesn't know what it is, which is pretty crazy.
That's great.
It's a crazy way to play.
So starting in 2000, it says, and they have the holocrons divided into 5 levels in order of precedence. They have G canon, which is absolute canon. T canon refers to the canon of the TV shows. C canon is the expanded universe. S canon is secondary canon, like considered non-continuity, but the non-contradicting elements are canon. And then N canon is non-canon, like what-if stories and crossover appearances.
It makes a lot of sense to do it in tiers like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, so moving on to the next topic, just to get some more information in here in like the hour that we've been on. Everyone, is there anyone that's not familiar with the Oculus Rift at this point?
Know it.
Okay, the Oculus Rift is basically it's in dev stage right now, but it's going to be released within the next year. Basically, what it is it's goggles that you wear on your head, and it wraps around, and it has stereoscopic 3D. So each of your eyes is being shown a different image. So it's basically like virtual reality. So as you look around, right, you're looking at what's presented to you in a 3D area in 3D. And they've already done test games on this with first-person shooters, so you could be running around and looking to the left and right and stuff like this. The one thing, for me, it seemed almost like a gimmick. A lot of people said it's like really cool, like going on like roller coaster rides is really interesting. The one thing that I thought was really, I mean, it just piqued my interest more than anything, which is a little odd, but Richard Attenborough is actually going to be narrating a fully 3D Oculus Rift supported nature documentary.
Wow.
So Richard Attenborough was actually John Hammond in Jurassic Park, and he's got this fantastic voice. And David Attenborough, his brother, narrated Planet Earth, which was absolutely phenomenal. And so imagine this, though. You're going on a safari ride, and they slow down so you can look around. It's taking place in Borneo, and I believe the subject is birds. And you can look around at the flight. You can look above at the flights of birds going down across the horizon in full 3D. I think that's pretty remarkable.
Is it worthy of being remarked upon?
I think so.
Is it worthy of
I am remarking upon it at this very moment.
Remarkable.
Remarkable.
No, I would like to. I would like for that to become like a platform in which you can game. I guess I'd be very interested in seeing that played out.
Now, the next horizon that people have been talking about is wearing this Oculus Rift in front of a Kinect. So the Kinect is actually picking up the 3 dimensions of your hands and your feet, and you're able to interact with yourself and your movements in full 3D. And they actually used to have these things, at least when I was a kid. I don't know if anyone else remembers it, where you'd be stuck in this sort of like, it looked like a little a little circular platform that would go up to about your hip, and you would have a gun and VR headsets, and it worked like that. But you would like pay like $20, and you'd like go around like this 3D first-person shooter, and you'd be able to look around and everything like that. But this seems on a whole nother level because it is stereoscopic 3D, so there's depth. It's not just a screen. But I don't know, for whatever reason, the documentary got me really excited.
I saw this thing actually the other day that it's like it's called I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's a treadmill, but it goes in like all the directions. And so you wear like this little hip harness thing, and you just like you walk, and then it reacts obviously. But that would be cool. I think.
I've always been thinking about that, like you know the old time mouses like on the Macs where the ball would be underneath. I don't know if anyone.
Oh yeah.
Talking about, but imagine that inverted.
Yeah.
Where you were walking around on a giant stone ball or something like that. in one of those little harnesses. I think that would be really interesting. Maybe they've found better ways to do it, but that's always how my kid's eye looked at something like that.
No, it's like you wear these shoes that have like RFIDs in it or something. I can't remember
Oh, I
exactly,
see.
but yeah, there's like I think it's like $1,800, so it's not cheap for the little treadmill thing that you.
Is it intended for
Oh,
exercise?
That's the purpose for it. Yeah, it's being developed for like virtual reality support.
What about the people that don't want to exercise? Where are the exclamations?
I don't know. I've always been. I heard about this thing on a different podcast, Rooster's podcast. They were saying how they would play games like Skyrim or something, walking on a treadmill and just like playing the game, and they'd rack up like all kinds of like miles and stuff just playing these games. So I think it'd be interesting to kind of get at least a light.
You had to move
workout.
from quest to quest.
In WoW, it'd
running?
be perfect. Yeah, I think it'd be amazing in WoW. Like, you're already going
I'd
all
hate
over the
myself.
gap.
I was like,
I don't want to cross anymore.
20 yards away. Where's my flying mount? Where's my flying mount?
You just flap your arms, and you don't have to
Yeah.
walk.
There you go. Then you do jumping jacks. All right. Well, before we move on to the next topic, trivia question.
Yes.
All right. Everyone, prepare your fingers for typing.
Prepared.
Okay, I gotta figure out which.
Oh, way ahead of you.
Okay. This is an interesting one. We're gonna do two, one after the other. But I'll ask for your answers in a moment here. This one is phrased a little poetically. Everyone, you fight against hordes of ghosts, demons, and other varied creatures. Your search for food is occasionally hastened by an intoned voice that beseeches, "Elf needs food badly." Which video game is described here? Answers. Give them to me.
Oh, I cheated. Sorry,
Yes, you
pardon me.
did.
You cheated already?
I put it there too. Don't worry about it.
Joe's given up already. Not even a
I don't
guess.
think it's even right, but
Miles is gonna have to vouch for
Alright.
mine.
Yeah.
The correct answer is Gauntlet.
Baldur's Gate, son of a bitch.
How about, what was your answer, Miles?
Gauntlet, parentheses, legends.
Yeah,
Parentheses.
very good. All work. How about Wong?
Mine was DayZ.
Elf needs food badly in Daisy.
what kind of mods do you play? 'Cause I want to know
Yeah,
what those.
yeah, that's a pretty sick mod there. Actually, we'll do a three-fer. Let's do 3 in a row. This one's for the fans. Going out to you guys.
Oh, the Cubbies.
All right. This one will be an interesting one. And give some thought to it. What is the best-selling Xbox game of all time? This is Xbox the first.
Original, yeah.
Not
exactly.
Xbox One. Not Xbox One. Xbox the Junior. The younger.
I think this is a trick question of sorts.
Yeah, 'cause
Is it a
seems
trick
like it'd be
question?
obvious.
It's not a trick question, but it might have to do with a sequel. Or with, I'm sorry, I should say with a game that has like several iterations. So
3, 2, 1.
3, 2.
Hold on.
Okay. Give him a little bit of time.
God.
Let him Google it. Let him
Okay,
Google
I
it.
got
Hold
it.
on.
I got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Drop it.
Johanna.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know anything about Xbox games. I'm sorry.
Okay. How about okay, the correct answer is actually Halo the Second. And that's Christopher cheating again.
Cheating?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So a lot of great answers though. Jedi said Halo. Miles said Knights of the Old Republic.
I like
Johanna,
Johanna's
not a
answer.
great answer. Zelda something. And how about Kevin?
And
said
Kevin
Call of
said
Duty.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Okay.
Everybody had that damn game.
Yeah, that was a big one back then. All right. And for the final question, the final trivia question. Now this one's in left field, everybody.
Left field. That's where I used to play.
That's over there, guys.
Yeah, over there, Miles. Over there.
Go over there and answer the question.
Over there.
Okay, get ready for this, and nobody type anything in right away.
Okay.
What Bandai cyber toy gave kids a chance to mate their Pipochi with a
Oh, I got it.
Kabuchi to spawn a Babichi?
I got this.
Okay.
Kevin's all over it. He's feeling it.
He's got this.
Nobody press enter yet.
Oh, what? Don't look at mine then.
Miles
I
is
saw it, but I
looking
already had the
for
answer,
sure.
so.
No, I'm looking. This is where my second monitor is. I'm gonna
Miles
run
like,
Oh, that's
Over
where Google
here.
is. That's
Over
where
here.
Google is. Google's in left field though. Miles
over
is
there.
totally looking at it.
his left field is the left field screen.
All right, 3,
I'm probably
Two,
wrong actually.
1, go for it. The correct answer is Tamagotchi, everyone. Very good.
We all got it,
Everyone got it?
except for Johanna.
Except for Joe, who's just trolling at this point. Joe's a little too young for Tamagotchi, actually.
Troll.
Actually, we played them a lot, but I didn't know anything about breeds or any of that, like names for it. I
You just fed them and cleaned up their poop.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a baby. Just wait till you get there. All right.
Well, not the my own.
And one final game question before we get on to the more talks about the characters and what game they participate in. And we've already asked Kevin and Joe. So this time we go on to Alex.
I'm ready.
Alex, what game are Arthur, Cervantes, and Sophicia in?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here. Big
I'm
time.
drawing a blank.
Tough one.
I think I know.
It's a toughie.
Of course, I get the tough one, and Kevin gets the Sora Reek and Kyrie. I have no idea.
Can I guess? No points?
No points, Chris.
Is it Devil May Cry?
No,
No.
it's actually Soul Calibur.
Oh, right. Cervantes. That's what it is.
Alex should have known that one.
I don't play Soul Calibur. I play Devil May Cry.
I thought all Asian people play Soul Calibur.
Not all Asian
All Asian
people play fighting
Marvel,
games.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Ah.
The litmus test for being Asian.
Blaze Blue.
All right, so a couple big things that I want to talk about. Or they're not big things, but anyone know who Marty O'Donnell is?
Explain.
No.
Marty O'Donnell is the man responsible for all the music of Halo, which is pretty iconic music.
Oh.
I think we could actually do the harmonies here if we tried hard enough. But
So you
yeah,
guys
Is that a plea to try right now?
yeah.
please no, it's a please no.
It's a please no.
It's a please no.
But he just got fired for no reason, quote unquote, apparently at Bungie. And this is a man that, like, one of the maybe 4 men that sort of like was iconic to the Halo franchise throughout its extension, and he got let go for no official purpose.
So
There's
since
a lot
he got fired from Bungie, does that mean Destiny? What's the status?
No,
on
they're
that?
gonna keep
They're-
all the music. So
they keep all the music that he
yeah.
made, right?
So there's a lot of like questioning right now as to what the reasoning is, because it's not, nobody's answering any questions right now, and a lot of creative like influence on that team has left now that the game seems to be going out. So I think it's there's some weird things going on at that company, but it's kind of unsettling with the fans a little bit.
Oh, so hold on. Halo 4 was not developed by Bungie, is that correct?
That's correct, and it was not Marty O'Donnell's music.
Okay. So I wouldn't think that it hurts the franchise too much, actually. I just
Unless
don't.
343 Industries picks him up. Or
Or
that,
they're
wouldn't,
not
that
the-
wouldn't hurt the franchise, but that's another play.
It would be very interesting, yeah. That's weird. I wonder if it's like a personal thing he did, or...
But some people are saying that it might be personal between the board of directors. Some people are saying that in the video game industry, a lot of times, like, people basically overqualify what they can get paid for, and with their talents, and this might be just a way of saying, like, we parted ways because we can't afford him anymore, and we're saying that he was fired or he was let go for no reason because then it doesn't sully his resume. So it might be something as innocent as that, which happens in the video game industry, but some people think that because of the other fires, like the creative director of the game too, there might be bigger things going on there.
Wondering, yeah, has something to do with violating NDAs in some manner or another. I
I
don't
think it's
know.
interesting. So keep your fingers on the pulse of that, because I think that's interesting because we all want to play Destiny.
Yeah, I'd say so. We need to decide
Oh.
which console we're gonna play.
Oh, I get shivers when I think of Destiny. It's so
I
good.
get shivers when I think of you thinking.
Oh,
of,
you. Thinking of Destiny.
yeah.
This is awkward. We're all here.
And
Yeah,
now
that's,
for something.
that's more for private chat.
And now for something completely unrelated. Everyone go to the link that I just typed in there. Some guy basically made a Skyrim map, what looks like a Skyrim map, on Minecraft.
Let me go ahead and
Right.
That is now free to download and play on for anyone on the internet.
That is
Bit of cool-
unbelievable.
So if that doesn't tickle your fancy, I don't know what will.
I'm downloading it right now.
Oh my god.
Goodness
Wow.
me. That is just Jesus.
My phone died.
That's
Makes
pretty
sense.
amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe can anyone put that onto the streams that the
Well,
YouTubers
Someone's got a
can look
screen
at?
share there,
Sharing it
Gerardus.
right now.
Oh wow.
Here we go. Yep. Oh,
That's pretty amazing. So it's a modification that anyone can download, and you can just start up an adventure on.
It's pretty freaking amazing. Goodness
Amazing.
me.
That kind of stuff impresses me a lot more than the things that are like somebody made the Enterprise.
Yeah.
One for one.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get more excited about like looking at this world.
I like someone recreated the red or
Oh yeah,
King's
no, the
Landing.
Red Keep, right? Or yeah,
Yeah.
King's Landing, you're right. Yeah.
unbelievable.
I think I showed that to you. That was pretty, because they had it like down to 1-to-1 ratio, like all those little spots in the houses and everything.
It's
Oh,
pretty freaking amazing.
that's a fun little tidbit. Where did my? Oh. Well, unless you guys want to talk about anything else, I think we'll do like maybe just a little more trivia and then end with like one more question.
super.
Yeah, we should probably.
Probably can it.
Time to wrap up.
Yeah, we've been going for a
We're
while.
at about an
now.
hour 15 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
So one more trivia question for everyone, and then we'll crown today's winner. Actually, we'll do another little power through. We'll do some random ones. Okay, everyone, what game system, the first to come equipped with a modem, clogged up phone lines in
Got it.
Europe, as many purchasers got online for the first time? I'll give you about 10 seconds here to think. What game system, the first to come equipped with a modem, clogged up phone lines in Europe as many purchasers got online for the first time? I'll give it to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is Dreamcast.
Kevin also said PS1.
And both Christopher and Miles get that one.
I call shenanigans.
I call Google.
I had a Dreamcast actually.
No, you had a Gamecast. You couldn't afford a Dreamcast.
About 2 weeks
Everyone
after I got
can
it.
afford a Dreamcast. Here's your next question, everyone. Name one of two games on the N64 that cannot be played at all without the N64 expansion pack.
I got this one.
All right. One of the two games.
Bonus points if I name both.
Bonus points if you name both.
Dang it. I tried to do something else, but
I don't know if the second one.
I'll give it to you in 5.
Hold on.
We already all typed it.
It's already
Three,
outside. Kevin is posting. What's he saying?
Huh? Really?
I'm
He
just
posted
guessing.
Donkey Kong and
I thought it was
007
Perfect
Nightfire.
Dark too.
Donkey Kong is correct. So everyone besides Joe gets a point.
what's the second one?
The second one is Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Ooh, I
Really?
didn't know that.
That is correct. And I actually, when I read the question, I would have thought, oh my God, why am I not thinking of the name? Star Wars Rebel Squadron, not Squadron.
Rogue Squadron?
Rogue Squadron. I thought that one because I thought it came with it, but
I thought that was for the
it
GameCube.
actually came with Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong came. Yeah.
No, Rogue Squadron came with. No,
Wasn't
Rebel
Rogue Squadron the
Squadron.
GameCube game?
Rebel
no,
Squadron.
Rebel
Rogue
Squadron was the GameCube game.
So Shadows of the Empire is the one I remember for the N64.
Shadows
love
of the
that
Empire.
game.
Shadows of the Empire was the third-person shooter with Dash
Yeah.
Rendar, but then
Which is infamous.
64, I
it's
knew.
really, really good. The
Yeah,
IG-88 fight. Oh my God.
and the Boba Fett bit.
And the Boba Fett. But yeah, I would have said Rogue Squadron.
I'd say
Um,
007 Nightfire, which I don't know if any of you guys played.
I did
But-
actually.
Multiplayer was actually like pretty decent, but nobody remembers it. Or I mean,
Because everyone was playing GoldenEye still.
Yeah.
Like, it came out really close. It came out like close enough to like when GoldenEye was big that everyone was like, "Oh, this doesn't feel like GoldenEye. I'm going back to GoldenEye."
Mm-hmm.
those schmucks.
Those schmucks. All right, now. Hold on one second. Okay,
So stop.
we're now for something, and now silence. Okay, this one is a 5-point
Oh.
game-changing question because it's going so deep into nerd roots.
Love it.
Okay,
My nipples are sweating. Go ahead.
That's too much information.
actually we're gonna
but you tend to do that all the time. So
we're gonna change it.
It's a condition.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
it's
it's a
gonna
condition.
be 3 points if you get one of the parts right. Okay.
Okay.
If you get both parts right, 6 points.
Mm.
David Hayter. David Hayter.
Yes.
The voice of Blank in the Metal Gear Solid games.
Oh.
Wrote the screenplay for the movie Blank.
Oh, I don't remember the last part, but I definitely remember the first part.
Yeah.
Nobody type it in. These are high stakes. Nobody type it in. So again, the question is, David Hayter, the voice of Blank in the Metal Gear Solid games, wrote the screenplay for the movie Blank. I'm really sorry, Johanna.
I'm not even gonna try.
I think. Okay.
I'm
I
gonna try,
know.
but I don't think I have it right.
Okay. Are you asking us like? We have to type it.
Do we send
Okay.
it?
So here's what I'm gonna do. Send me the first part. David Hayter, the voice of Blank in the Metal Gear Solid games. Send me the first part in 3, 2, 1.
Ah.
Solid Snake is the
Kevin
correct
also
answer.
said Solid Snake.
I was gonna say Solid Snake, but for some reason in my head it didn't sound right.
That's
Yeah.
okay, Miles.
Jackass from 24 took his job.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Who?
The main guy, Jack Bauer guy.
Kiefer Sutherland?
No, he didn't take that. No, it's not Kiefer Sutherland that took his voice. It's someone else.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland took it.
Shut up, really? I thought it was
Yes.
someone else.
Oh my
No,
god, that's amazing.
Speaking of 24,
they didn't
Man
even,
parts.
didn't even tell David Hayter. They were like, he just like heard from somebody else. Hey, do you hear they 50% to play Solid Snake? Oh,
Wow.
there goes my job.
All right. Well, the last part, David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid games, wrote the screenplay for what movie? I'll give it to you in 3, 2, 1.
Not even guessing.
No, I got nothing.
Alex, you are such a phony. You looked that up.
Super Troopers.
David Hayter wrote the screenplay for the movie X-Men.
Wow, 6
Wow.
Pwn! Pwn!
Alex, how did you know that?
He's never. Have you ever played Metal Gear Solid, Alex? I don't think you've ever even played it.
I played Metal Gear Solid, so yeah, I knew that.
Big cheater. How did you know the X-Men? I thought I was digging really deep there.
I was thinking that, but I didn't guess it. I was thinking of Final Fantasy or something, but
I figured we were talking about a lot of Marvel stuff, so.
Maybe.
That's a good
All
fun
right.
fact.
he also wrote
That's a
Watchmen
fun fact.
apparently.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I just looked it up because I was curious after I saw that, but
The guy's got talent.
The adaptation for it, like, because I mean, there was already a comic.
yeah, he wrote
Yeah,
the movie
Yeah,
script.
the screenplay.
Oh yeah.
Screenplay, yeah. All right, so we still owe some people a few personal questions, unless you'd like to tally the points right now.
I'll take my
Personal
personal
questions.
question to get me back. in
All
the-
right.
He wants to be back in the game, and don't give him something like who is Mario in or Luigi.
Who was the plumber that wore the red hat?
Bowser, Wario, Luigi. No, we're digging a little bit deeper. All right. So this one right here, Miles. The 3 characters that are in your game are Artanis, Sarah Kerrigan, and Samir Duran.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not for Miles.
He's thinking.
Again, the choices, the characters in your game are
Total left field,
Artanis,
Miles.
Sarah
left field.
Kerrigan, and Samir Duran.
I'm gonna say StarCraft because Kerrigan sounds familiar.
That's
Kerrigan.
correct.
That is correct.
I have no idea what the other twos are.
She's so hot.
Artanis is a Protoss.
So
I
wait,
don't know the third one.
who's the
though.
guy that's in the suit or whatever?
Jim Raynor or
Right.
Tychus Finley.
Tychus.
StarCraft 2.
He's probably thinking of Tychus.
And
Yeah.
Kerrigan dies apparently, right?
Yeah,
Well,
in the first one,
yeah.
and then comes
Okay.
back.
And then
as
comes
Peter
I
back.
think I've seen that on Reddit somewhere, and someone's like, spoilers. Okay, sweet, got it.
All right, Christopher, you're the final.
Topher.
Either way, Miles.
Paddington.
Three options for you, Chris. Or not the options, the 3 characters in your game. Marcus Phoenix,
Ooh.
Dominic Santiago, Damon Baird.
This is Gears
Take your
of War.
time.
Yeah.
That's
No, you're
correct.
supposed to take your time and think about it.
I did. I just think a little faster.
Got a 2200 on the SAT, no big deal.
No big deal, man.
Gentlemen,
Are we gonna slip that into every podcast from now on?
Absolutely. I'm trying to market you, man.
Joe, you were in last place with 1 point.
Negative point.
No hard feelings.
Point.
Second to last place is Miles with 5. Third place is Kevin with 7.
Oh, what? This game's rigged.
Yes, it is.
Second place is Alex with 8, and first place is Christopher Kopp with 11 points.
What?
Definitely rigged.
Unreal.
Actually, the top
Guys, it's
prize-
so weird that I'm related to the judge. Like, that's
Yeah.
just totally
Yeah.
different.
Spoiler alert.
Judge himself, then.
And I'm $20 richer. Drop the mic.
I like how you have to take your headphones off to do
Yeah.
that.
Hey man, if you're
You
gonna
should
drop
have one
the
of
mic,
those detachable boom mics for like the headset.
Drop the mic.
Do it all daintily.
Oh, you guys can still hear me?
You don't want to break it. You want to be able to put it back on when you drop it.
All right. Well, it's been good fun, everyone. Thank you for listening, and thanks for all of our attendees this evening. That makes these nights what they are. So here goes out to you, Gamer Den, and the rest of Gamer Nation.
And cubbies. all around
Toodaloo.
the world and globe.
Good night to you.
Later, guys.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Ciao.